The story of Latifa Al-Daroubi is one that could be written in the annals of history as a testament to the unyielding strength and quiet power of women who lived through some of the most trying times in modern history. Born into a world already struggling with political and societal unrest, Latifa's journey began not as the wife of a prominent Syrian leader but as a young girl with hopes, dreams, and a natural inclination toward resilience. However, destiny soon thrust her into the heart of Syria's turbulent political landscape, where she would become a symbol of quiet power, grace, and steadfast commitment to her family, her country, and the people she loved. Her life began in a family that valued education, compassion, and an understanding of the world's complexities. Raised amidst the rich history and culture of Syria, Latifa was no stranger to the country's evolving political landscape. Growing up, she observed how deeply politics influenced daily life and the struggles of ordinary people. But while many of her peers were concerned with the future of the country, Latifa focused on the importance of nurturing the connections she held with her community and loved ones. She became an avid learner, developing a sharp understanding of social dynamics, diplomacy, and leadership, even though she never intended to step into the political arena herself. As a young woman, Latifa's life changed drastically when she married a prominent figure in Syrian politics. This union marked the beginning of an entirely new chapter, one filled with unimaginable pressures, responsibilities, and public scrutiny. Her husband's role in the government meant that their lives would forever be intertwined with the shifting tides of Syria's politics. But instead of becoming a mere political spouse, Latifa quickly proved herself to be an integral force behind the scenes. While her husband was the face of leadership, it was Latifa who often acted as his sounding board, offering advice, offering guidance, and supporting him through the myriad challenges that came with ruling a country at war. Syria's history was marked by a series of crises, and those who led it were often caught in a whirlwind of endless demands, from international diplomacy to internal struggles. Latifa's husband was no exception, and the weight of his position bore heavily on both him and their family. Yet, Latifa remained an unwavering pillar of support. Though her presence was not often in the limelight, it was Latifa's calm, steady influence that allowed her husband to carry out his duties during times of grave national crisis. Her quiet strength was a necessary counterbalance to the chaos that engulfed Syria. She became a trusted advisor, a voice of reason amidst a cacophony of challenges. As a wife of a prominent leader, Latifa was thrust into a role that demanded not just political awareness but emotional resilience. The pressures of her life were relentless, torn between fulfilling her duties as the First Lady, managing her household, and raising children in a nation torn apart by civil war. Yet she approached every responsibility with a grace that defined her character. Her ability to stay composed under pressure, to support her children and loved ones, and to care for the less fortunate was a testament to her unshakable resolve. While her husband dealt with the public side of politics, Latifa carried the emotional weight of Syria's tragedy and the silent burdens of a mother, wife, and humanitarian. Though Syria was embroiled in conflict, Latifa's home was always one of refuge for her children. In the midst of destruction and uncertainty, she tried to maintain a semblance of normalcy for her family, ensuring her children were educated and protected from the horrors that unfolded outside their doors. Her determination to keep her family intact, to provide them with safety and security in a country on the brink of collapse, became her life's mission. She understood that her children were the future of Syria, and she worked tirelessly to protect them from the trauma of war while also instilling in them the values of hope, perseverance, and compassion. But it wasn't just within her family where Latifa left her mark. She was also deeply involved in Syria's humanitarian efforts, although her involvement often remained in the background, far from the media's reach. Latifa was deeply moved by the suffering of her fellow Syrians, those displaced by the war, those who had lost their homes, their loved ones, and their livelihoods. Instead of retreating into the safety of her high-profile role, Latifa took it upon herself to be a part of the solution. She was involved in charitable efforts, using her influence and resources to provide aid to the most vulnerable, ensuring food, shelter, and medical care for those who had nothing left. Her contributions, though quiet and often understated, played a crucial role in providing relief to thousands. Her commitment to humanitarian causes was driven by a deep empathy for those in need, a belief that, even in the midst of destruction, there was always hope. As the war in Syria dragged on, Latifa's personal world became even more painful. The devastation she had witnessed on a national scale had seeped into her personal life. Family members were lost to the violence, friends were displaced, and her country was forever altered by the ongoing conflict. Yet Latifa did not break. Instead, she transformed her grief into a driving force for change. With each loss, she became more determined to continue her work, to care for her children, to support her husband, and to never lose sight of the future. She became a living testament to the endurance of the human spirit, showing that even in the darkest of times, there is always a way to move forward, even if only one step at a time. Her legacy was not built on grand speeches or political victories. It was built on the quiet strength she exuded, on the endless sacrifices she made, and on her ability to face each day with grace despite the overwhelming odds. Her contributions to Syria's humanitarian efforts, her unwavering support for her family, and her role in supporting her husband's leadership during times of national crisis ensured that her influence would not be forgotten. Latifa Al-Daroubi's life stands as a reminder of the unsung heroes, the women, the mothers, the wives, whose stories are often overshadowed by politics but whose contributions are immeasurable. She may not have been the face of Syria's leadership, but her strength, her quiet determination, and her love for her country and family were integral to the nation's survival through some of its darkest moments. Latifa's story is not just about one woman's journey through war, but about the collective strength of all women who have endured hardships and who, through their resilience, shaped the future. In a world that often forgets the quiet warriors, Latifa's legacy will continue to resonate, reminding us of the unspoken power of those who give everything to their families, their people, and their country. If you want to learn more about history's pivotal moments, subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content on the events that shaped the world we live in today.